Welcome to my channel, Iris Rainbow. I wanted to talk today about the transit of Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto moved into Aquarius yesterday, so Pluto has just moved into Aquarius, and this is going to be a 20-year cycle. Pluto in Capricorn was around 15 years, so Pluto will actually be spending a little bit longer in the sign of Aquarius. Right now, Pluto has just entered Aquarius. He'll be there for about 3 months. Then there's going to be a retrograde back into the final degrees of Capricorn, and then back into Aquarius, and then I believe there's another retrograde. But by the end of 2024, Pluto will be firmly in the sign of Aquarius and will remain there until 2043. So I just want to talk a bit about the archetypes here between Saturn, Capricorn, and Uranus, Aquarius, okay? Because I think this helps kind of understand the themes we've been wrestling with over these last 15-20 years, and the themes that we're going to be looking at going into this new 20-year cycle, really generational cycle that we're in. And I was born in Pluto and Scorpio generation. That's basically the millennial generation. Was born when Pluto was in Scorpio, and we are now moving from Pluto in Capricorn to Pluto in Aquarius. So just to break down some of these archetypes, starting with Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn, of the classical planets, Saturn was the outermost edge until Uranus was discovered. And Uranus was always visible, but early astrologers did not realize that Uranus was a planet. So actually Uranus has always been there, but it was just something that we did not necessarily see. And so I think that is really interesting and kind of plays along with the archetype of Aquarius and Uranus, which is new, innovative information and solutions, and having access to that which exists that we are not always aware of, right? So Uranus relates to a higher octave of Mercury, or a higher octave of mind, aka the mind of God, of divine inspiration. Saturn is the planet that represents the heaviest, densest materials on Earth, and Saturn relates to the material realm. Saturn is the lord of the material realm, and rules over bones, teeth, rocks, structure, and dense physical matter. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign, and the beginning of Capricorn season is the winter solstice, or the darkest days of the year, darkest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. So again, Saturn represents the past. It represents tradition. It represents patriarchy, control, domination, and so it is also related to things like the government, institutions, military, and any of these large hierarchical organizing structures. On the flip side of that, you have Uranus and Aquarius. Uranus is related to lightning and electricity. Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, is a fixed air sign, and It's really, in a lot of ways, the antithesis of the energy of Saturn and Capricorn. It's about being oriented towards the future. It's about updating things. It's about bringing in fresh, new energy and kind of doing away with things of the past that don't work. Saturn is about restriction and Uranus is about liberation. Also, Uranus and Aquarius are related to the sign of humanity, like the betterment of humanity, the evolution of humanity and of mankind. And so we're moving out of these really dogmatic, old, archaic structures, and new, innovative insights are coming through at this time, and we will continue to see leaps and bounds over these next 20 years as old systems which are outdated, they will collapse, they will be reinvented. And another thing that we're seeing during this time is we're going to see kind of the baby boomer and the older generations are going to be stepping down and losing power. And we're going to see the rising of the younger generations, the millennials and Gen Z. And we're going to see totally new societal, cultural norms, which we are already seeing. Again, Uranus and Aquarius relate to the future. This relates to new technology, cutting edge technology, AI, social media. And as with anything, Pluto and Aquarius will bring its own problems because there are a lot of, ethical concerns when it comes to AI and social media and moving to an online economy. And there definitely can be, some disruption. Uranus is a planet of disruption, and, it brings in this necessary chaotic energy to stir things up, to create change. So things are going to be drastically changing, and, the outer planets, which I work a lot with the outer planets, are our collective planets. So they're helping us to evolve as a collective, but they're also within our own charts as well. So for me personally, I have very strong aspects with all the outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, as well as with Saturn. And so I've always really related to the outer planets, the collective planets, and those energies, and they're very strongly in my chart, but it's going to be different for different people. So for example, Pluto in Capricorn was residing in my 4th house of home and family, and now Pluto is going to be moving into my 5th house. And so wherever Pluto is now in Aquarius, you're going to see a lot of changes in that area of your life as the different houses relate to the different areas of our lives. The planets are the actors or the players, and the sign that they're in is basically the setting. So yeah, there's a lot of big changes on the way. I'm going to continue to post more about this and about the other transits. Again, we're just starting out with Pluto and Aquarius. Over the next couple of years, the next year and a half or so, it's going to be a bit of a transition. But by the end of 2024, Pluto will be in Aquarius. And again, it's going to be there for about 20 years. So yeah, it could be a very exciting and interesting time. It's really what we make of it. But I do see, the fall of certain institutions that have held strong for a long time, and we're going to see really radical sweeping changes. And, you know, it's hard to make definite predictions because, again, the energy of Uranus and Aquarius, the archetype can be quite unpredictable. But it is going to be leading us to more liberation. It's going to be leading us towards solutions that are more based on the needs of the individual and collective versus the needs of the big banks and the corporations. We're going to see a lot of, you know, groups of people who were previously marginalized are going to rise up and gain an influence and a voice in the world. And a lot of these old institutions and structures are really losing trust and strength and power. And then we also have the lunar nodes changing sign later this summer. That's going to bring in a lot of changes as well, with the North Node moving into Aquarius, the South Node moving into Libra. We're going to be leaving behind codependency, leaving behind relationships and careers that are no longer working. And, you know, with the North Node in Aries, it's going to be a lot more people breaking free from groups and following their truth, following their heart, following their passion in life. And then again, we also have Saturn, which is now in Pisces. So this is going to be, again, dissolving a lot of walls, dissolving a lot of these outdated structures, and bringing in this new spiritual insight. So there's a lot that's going on. There's a lot as far as, you know, spiritual and personal awakenings individually and collectively. And I do offer tarot, astrology readings, as well as Reiki sessions. If you are interested and would like to book a session with me, a one-on-one, these are video sessions, and I will go ahead and link my information below. I link my website in every video. I just taught my first astrology class this week, and that went really well. And I will be teaching some classes coming up in the future. So I just wanted to make sure and let you guys know that you can access me for readings, and you can also email me if you have any questions or you want to set up a special kind of session. And so I will put all that information below. I'll be back really soon with another ASMR video. I just wanted to get out a quick word about the Pluto and Aquarius transit. I hope you all have a great day, evening, night, week, or weekend, depending on where you are and when you are finding this. And be blessed. I will see you next time.